Events on the Dusky Bridge. Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. Yes, accidentally, I'm sure. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. Yeah, it looks white in the picture, not blue. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Ow. That must have been when the scarf fell off. Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. I mean, that could just be very, 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 very deceiving, and it's not high up at all. Like, just because it looks it doesn't mean it is. That's how perception works and stuff like that. You can be deceived easily. There's about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to Eagle River down below. What, across all of it? Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say that it was a well-intentioned third party. Aha, potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Seems to have been taken by the witness. So, as you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty. Not again. That's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, Events on the Dusky Bridge. Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. Shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It's very much like, I feel like the scarf is going to be significant. Especially because it's blue. But worn by the victim at the time of the incident found on Dusky Bridge. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately it's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. It's very much to me that case of like, how? How did you shove her from behind? I mean, like, two reasons, like, how could you shove her from behind with, like, any force? Like, for a start, you'd trip yourself up because of where the chain is. It's like, it's attached to your ankle, so if you pushed, you'd be pulling up your leg, and that's very risky, especially on this kind of bridge. It's like, I doubt you'd go for a shove. Plus, it was from behind. So how do you do that from behind? Like, from this angle, it's like, it'd be very difficult for him to get behind her. She'd have to be walking away. It's the only thing I could think of. It's like, it doesn't quite make sense. But was she... I'm just wondering, like, is there... Where's her hat? That's my question. It's like, where's her hat? Doesn't quite make... Where's the belt? Oh, the belt's moved. Why's the belt moved? Well, maybe the belt hasn't moved. Because it seems to be about waist height. The buttons are wrong. Like, normally I'd be like, hold on, like, that's just clearly like it's been drawn wrong. It's like, no, it's Ace Attorney. That's a detail that's important. It's very much like, no, the buttons are in the wrong place, unless they're just slightly obscured? like, maybe, like, the top button is, like, behind the rope and the scarf? That's possible. I don't know. Like, the buttons, like, could just be easily obscured. But I'm still very much like, where's the hat gone? Like, the hat is also important. I don't know, I feel like I should pursue this somehow. Maybe presenting that, and trying to talk about the hat, or the buttons. Give it a go. So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, and fog too. Just a generally soggy atmosphere. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with that soggy atmosphere. This is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk. Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right. Is it because it's dry? But it would have dried at some point, right? Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right. What is it about this photo of the trunk that doesn't fit with the... With the what? With the conditions of the day? Like... What? Is it because it's like there isn't a puddle? It's the coat. The coat itself is like strange. Then I'm gonna go with like the buttons. That's the thing I was very much leaning towards. So naturally, the answer is right here. Victim's coat. As far as I can see, there is nothing strange about it. It's exactly what's strange. Call the testimony. Or the conditions on the bridge that day. So it is because it's dry. Huh. It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky Bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, the front of her coat should have been covered in mud. That's a stretched in a weird direction. That's exactly right. The other day, I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of on a muddy street... I mean, the fact that's all... it's very much like, if this is the scarf that it should be, Edgeworth, not someone else's scarf that you randomly found because it's the wrong colour, Edgeworth. Yeah, because of that, then it would be muddy then. That's what they're going with, isn't it? We're not going to question like that. Again, where's the hat? What's going on with the buttons? I still my logic, that's where I'm going with it, but alright. Fine. The glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet, but not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? The surface of the bridge? Huh. A real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this. Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. Here is the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. Well, alright, then we'll go with the scarf, which is blue. And the evidence is this scarf. It should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud. No, I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo. Hey, same to you, buddy. Quite rude. Miss Faye's assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. But you're not going to point out the fact it's blue. And it should be white. No? However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction? Huh? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we? Alright. It's not like he's really giving me a choice here. I mean, you should be doing that anyway. Huh. You're doing pretty well. For a little kitten. Mr. Armando. No matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence. It's one of those three. Well, it's clearly the victim's photo. Or the photo of the victim. Or whatever it was called. No, whatever it's called, yes. What you said just now. Could you repeat it? I missed it. I was asleep again. I'm not sure I like that. That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over here that said it. This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into the court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as the flimsy scam it really is. Yes. The false evidence in this case is... Well, I feel it's that. So what was the three things? It was the... Yeah, it was this. This. Or the testimony. Then the only issue is, it's like... It's that sort of thing that I feel like... I don't feel like this is... Like, they don't feel like lies because they are actual photos. Like, they are actual, tangible pieces of evidence that you can't lie about what is in the photo. You can lie about where it came from. Go to the trunk of Balls's car, because it's this seems to. The seems to gets me very, very suspicious. So it's like, it's either witness's photo, like I don't believe it's the body in the trunk. I'm gonna go witness's photo. About the photo that the prosecution claims was taken by a witness. It certainly seems to show a man in a prison uniform and a woman in a coat. However, we can't tell any more than that from the photo. Yeah, I'm thinking the woman on the bridge isn't... I think it's Dahlia. Objection! Are you saying the people in the photo may not be the victim and the defendant? Well, that's certainly a possibility. Yeah, it is. So perhaps it was another prisoner and policewoman? Yeah. I admit people have their quirks. Perhaps they were part of a role-playing group. Or maybe like the fact the scarf is blue is significant, Edgeworth. Well, I suppose that's also possible, I guess. You messed up again, kitten. What? But what? Mr. Armando? There should be something else that's even more suspicious. I think the whole thing over again. From this point on, Miss Faye, I'll penalize you for making unsubstantiated accusations. Don't do it, Mia. Don't cry until you get home. In any case, This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. Blah, 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 blah. Let's go back around again. But again, I still don't feel like it's the body in the trunk. So, witness's testimony? It's a no-brainer, apparently. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. The photo is still very suspicious to me. Are we just going to ignore that? I mean, the thing is, it's like Mia does fail this case. We know that because of the first episode of this story. But it's like, is that why? Does she just completely overlook the fact the scarf is blue? That feels really significant. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Oh yeah, I did question that though, didn't I? Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? But you could have approached that from the photos, although the photo, again, there is that thing of like the photo is tangible proof that you can see. Whereas a witness's testimony could easily just be a lie. So it's like, yeah, now you raise that point and it's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's what the witness told us. That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. It's not just true, it's the truth. That's what you had to say on the topic? Okay. If there was a truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy wonder over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Oh yes, it was quite. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time. What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Now, let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please, go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. Witness, what is your name and occupation? Everyone is so silent that I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. Really? When I look at you, how can I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double in a dozen donut holes. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bite. Oh, dude. Hey, not so fast. As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Faye, you could learn a lot from this man. He's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir? Yes, my dear. This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. Not at all. It's no trouble at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is, Melissa Foster. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department. You were on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? And you were the one who took this photo. Is that accurate? How can you be so mean? Now see here, what are you doing shoving that in her face like that? Huh? But it's just a photograph. Not like it's something dangerous. Next time I'll be forced to penalize you. I don't like the turn this has taken. Is she staring at me? And you would be... Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Fey. I see. So you are. Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. The witness's photograph. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that, I called the police. By the way, where were you standing when that incident occurred? I believe the map would be of help here. I was standing right here. Over here. Okay. But again, how did he... It all comes back to this, like, how did she end up there? Like, she's on the wrong side, he's not behind her, it's like, how is that, like, how did she phrase it? The important moment or whatever. How was that the important moment? It's just them standing there. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs. So you took the photo from that location, eh? I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to. Oh, what a cute camera, just like its owner. Small but powerful model. Alright then, Miss Fey, time for your cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again, and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel. The witness's photograph, okay. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. That's the bit I'm sort of like... Like, because it's that case of, like, from your angle... It's that sort of thing, like... She had to be right up against, like, where... It starts to be broken on where, like, the map is. Like, you got that one step that's slightly off, and then you got, like, just a big gap before that one that's clearly got a border around it, a stroke around it. So it's like... How does that even make sense? I mean, that doesn't even match, like, in terms of where things are. Because that's clearly in the middle of the bridge. It's like just... So she's got maybe like... Maybe one or two steps behind her still. And there's that case of... How is this the crucial moment? That's the bit that gets me, is like, how is this your crucial moment? They're just standing there. I feel like I should present on that, because that feels like it's got a few holes, but I'm actually going to press first. Why did you take a photo? That's not... no. Well, the two of them were really going at it. Ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a news reporter. Guess that part of me just kinda took over. Smells like a lie to me. Yes, I understand completely. Even now, I can't completely abandon my boyhood dreams. Still use my grandson to test my comedy routines on. So he wanted to be a comedian, huh? Not that it has any bearing on this. All I could do was to use my camera. So I took the photo of the crucial moment and gave it to the police. How is that the crucial moment? That's gotta be it, because it's like, how is that the crucial moment?
Objection!
Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you mean? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. Thank you. You testified that you saw the two of them starting to fight. Normally, that's the kind of thing that would refer to as a crucial moment. Thank you. Why haven't you presented a photo like that? Well, you see, the photo we presented was the only one there was. But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it. Oh, there's a crucial moment. My apologies, young lady. Miss Faye's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit. He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he? I'm sorry. I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up. The film, I mean. You ran out of film? Why don't you get one of those newfangled digital cameras? This photo was the last one. What? Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all of the photographs she took that day. All the other photos are of the witness herself, playing among the wildflowers. The witness herself? And who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it. Wow, one of those new timer cameras, yes? So, you took photos of yourself? I remember taking some photos of myself once too. We don't talk about that though, for a private thing. Please, no details. It seems that Miss Faye's assertion was not so decisive after all. Wait, just a minute. Well, if she had no film left, she couldn't very well take more pictures, eh? Miss Foster. Perhaps then you could tell us about a different sort of photo. Photos of the instant that you took with your very own eyes. Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet. Very well then. Let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed. Yes, Mr. Judge. Boy, this guy is a real sucker for sweet talk. Looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention. Yeah, it's sickening. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Okay. Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. The victim turned around and tried to run away, but... The victim... Why do you think she tried to run away? With her police training, she certainly knew better than to turn her back on a criminal. This was a large, powerful man with a knife. If it had been a quaggy woman like you... Quaggy woman? I'm sure she would have acted differently. Quaggy? Why you? If it had been me, I probably would have jumped into the river. There's still something wrong with this testimony. We got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. Okay, the yards is important because that is actually on the map. Like, there's no way she got 10 yards. Like, because it's clearly from the middle. So if you go 10 yards, it's literally... Hold on. From the middle... 10 yards... She would be at the edge of the suspension bridge on the right. There's no way she got there. No way she got 10 yards because she would have fell off. Because there's a big hole. She'd have to do a big jump and then like, no. No. Witness, your testimony is a joke. Huh? What? But I just... Miss Fay, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry. One short testimony and 2 bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. You say there were 2 contradictions. It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the 2 of them were in the middle of the bridge. Yep. But if they were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then, she would have hit a dead end. You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have ran even 5. Because Dusky Bridge has collapsed on that side. Away! What does all this mean? It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it. This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court. The only one who's been lying is someone over there who's been all going like, oh, this scarf's color doesn't matter. Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram. What did you say? What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints of it. So you're saying... I'm saying that even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove that the bridge was broken during the incident. That's ridiculous. Can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I had noticed that. It's like, yeah, like she could easily step behind herself right there in that photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence. That guy is good. No, I still question, like, there's a lot of holes in his own, like, evidence, like, especially the scarf being blue, as I keep pointing out, but it's like, it all actually kind of makes sense, like, actually, I'll save it for when we get back to Edgeworth, it makes more sense at that point. Huh? What do you mean? He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, alright. The diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy. Because it, like, yeah, we have to remember at this point that, like, Edgeworth is basically, he's on Von Karma's lapdog, is the best way of putting it. It's like, as is obvious by how he's dressed. That's what I find significant here, is like, this is why, like, the waistcoat and the lapels are so Von Karma-ish, if that makes sense. It's like, it's clear he's not got his own style yet, is the best way of putting it. And this is why it's like, dude, future you would so be on that scarf being like, it's blue. But it's not really a case of like me being like, it's blue. How could you say this, Edgeworth? It's more, Mia, it's blue. Say something. That's important, Mia. But no, nothing. He's a genius, alright. That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy. What? A coward? Well, Miss Fay, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation. That made sense. I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself. No. It wasn't your fault at all. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was that the witness actually saw. Indeed. All right, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? But it's so hard to go on. We're all on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw. Yes, sir.